Hi, today we're going to be making hummingbird food, and we're going to be picking some apricots and cherries for a keto cobbler that we're going to be doing in a couple of days. Okay, the mixture for hummingbird food is 4 parts sugar to 1 part water. So I use just a measuring cup of water, and that's enough that it gives me 2 feeders. I have a large hummingbird feeder, and then I have a small one. So I just let this melt down over the stove over kind of a medium heat. And you can give it a stir. You really just want the sugar to turn into a liquid form. And for me, I found that you don't need to add any kind of red food coloring or anything like that. The hummingbirds know exactly what hummingbird feeders look like, and as soon as you get the food out, they drink every drop of it. So this seems to be a very good mixture of sugar to water. So I am going to just cook this down, and I'll show you how it looks. So this is what happens when you become a senior citizen. You have a lot of senior moments. I've made this 100 times, and it's not 4 parts of sugar to 1 part water. It's 1 part sugar to 4 parts of water. Now you only want to stir this until the sugar is dissolved. You don't need to, cook this or anything like that. You just want to make sure that all the sugar granules are dissolved. So my water is completely dissolved, so all I'm going to do is turn the stove off, and I'm going to let this cool down on its own. So what I found works the best is an old toothbrush, and I have one that I keep just for my hummingbird feeder to clean it. So I get the hottest water that I can stand, actually, and I just soak these hummingbird feeders in here. And I just get into all the little grooves and crevices, and I make sure that this hummingbird feeder is completely clean before I put in my new hummingbird food. So the next thing I'm going to do now that my syrup has cooled down is I'm going to put it into the hummingbird jars. So all I'm going to do is just spoon this into the jars until they're all filled up, and then I'm going to take them outside. The other thing I do, even though I try to be really careful with the ladle, you can see it always gets all over. So I'm going to just, at this point, I'm going to just wash this off because it'll get sticky and you will get ants. The other thing I do when I carry them outside, I always carry them the wrong side up. And the reason is because I just don't want to spill anything while I'm taking it outside. So when you start seeing apricots on the ground, you know that the birds know they're ripe. So they start kind of picking at the top apricots, and they fall because they're much looser on the tree. So what I like to do at this point is go through and just take a look at everything, find the fruits that look the darkest and the ripest, and I start picking. last thing I'm going to do today is just wash these apricots and these cherries. I've washed them in some water with vinegar, and then I rinse them in clean water in my sink, and I'm going to let them dry on some paper towels in the counter. And in the next couple days, I'm going to be making a really delicious keto dessert with these. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. See you next time. Bye-bye.